Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lincoln Kenobi, and today we got an update on The Witcher 4 to seeing what is going on with it. First you had the director of Witcher season 3 and some of the developers that left CDPR due to their lack of freedom of trying to create a very well deserved game for audiences and gamers out there. Let's see what the update is about. CDPR claims The Witcher 4 will tackle a woman's struggle in the medieval world. So yes, they finally announced it that Ciri is going to be the next Witcher, and it's going to focus on her. So now a lot of people are skeptical about this, bro, because of this turn. Because of course, in the Witcher series, it always started Geralt of Rivia, and now they are claiming they have made the change that it's going to be Ciri now. But in the stories that I was told, Ciri eventually does become a Witcher. But we'll see. Let's discuss this and see what we have in the article. The Witcher 4 director explained that using Ciri as their main protagonist will allow the team to explore the specific struggle of a female monster hunter in a medieval world, but is medieval sexism something anyone was asking for in a fantasy RPG game heading into 2025? Ever since CD Projekt Red announced that Ciri will star in The Witcher 4, there's been questions and concerns raised. Some corners and of the web erupted with outrage and yet another female protagonist replacing a beloved male hero. Others are asking throughout questions about the lore and whether Ciri's abilities and background even fit the concept of being a witcher at all. But what's catching the most attention is how the developers at CD Projekt Red have seemingly confirmed they plan to use Ciri's storyline to explore sexism and gender politics in the medieval inspired world of The Witcher. That's pretty stupid, bro. That's pretty lame what they're trying to do. Speaking of Eurogamer, game director Sebastian Kalemba, a narrative director Philip Weber laid out how from the start they saw Ciri as more than a mere side character. They pointed out while Geralt was already set in his ways, Ciri at the outset of The Witcher 4 is at the beginning of her journey as a Witcher. In a way, through Ciri, though Ciri is, of course, a defined character with her, players will have the opportunity to still define her quite a bit more. Specifically, define the path that she will take on her way to becoming a Witcher, and basically was also what kind of person that will make her. The conversation with Eurogamer then turned specifically to ask questions that centered about the idea of sexism in the world of The Witcher. The outlet asked, the experience of a woman is actively quite a significant theme in The Witcher, in a lot of different forms. The women of this world are subjected to a lot of violence. They've heavily sexualized in different ways. There's the kind of deal with the devil the sorceresses have to make where they lose their fertility and so on. Watching the trailer, it seemed to maybe channel this. There's Ciri, a woman trying to, and falling to save another woman from more of the universe's violence. Right. Is that an intentional theme that you were channeling with the trailer? And also, is it something you're intentionally looking to explore in the game? The experience of a woman in particular through Ciri's eyes in the world. Weber replied, I mean, I would say the world of The Witcher is a really dark one that's really inspired, of course, dark fantasy folklore, but also medieval to early Renaissance history. And that is a world where what was tough. Tough for many different groups, women among them as an example. In The Witcher, we also deal a lot with racism when it comes to non-humans. And this is something that we want to keep up with The Witcher 4. I think it's something that has always been really important. We make games for adults, and it also means that we tackle some difficult topics. We tackle them in interesting ways. We tackle them without giving easy answers, but often opening difficult questions that players have to answer. And I think some of those questions might be going in this direction so well as well because yeah, Siri is a woman and as a witcher in this world, this is an unusual state. So I don't think it's going to be this story where everywhere. But since this is a part of this world and we want to tackle so many of those different themes, it's definitely also going to appear there as well. Does this mean that instead of simply showing how Siri grows into her monster slaying role, it feels CD Projekt Red feels it's important to weave in a storyline about gender politics? Do most gamers really want that in a dark fantasy? I tell you, man, every time, bro, they do this every time. They do this every time, man. Why do they need to do that? Politics, genderism. I mean, we don't need that shit, man. Because now what you're gonna do is, bro, you're gonna ruin the you're gonna ruin the game. I mean, people if there are Witcher fans out there that are happy about seeing Siri finally as a Witcher, now they're gonna get this. That's gonna fuck the game up, man. If this happens. Recent AAA launches suggest that modern deisms and overly feminist angles might be wearing thin on audiences. You think? I mean, take a look at Star Wars Outlaws, Dragon Age, The Veil Guard, Concord, Dustborn, have all been criticized for focusing too heavily on message driven storytelling rather than compelling, immersed gameplay. Each of these games failed commercially, which is a trend that can't be ignored. CDPR's approach may create headlines initially, but numbers could indicate that it often alienates core players seeking to lose themselves in a rich fantasy or sci-fi realm where they can take a break from debating social issues. Exactly. Exactly. That's what we need. We need the developers need to create games to get us away from all that nonsense, bro. But still, they keep doing this, man. That's why a lot of games were not that great this year, bro. Not a lot of games were great that were coming out. So contrast with the buzz around Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, Space Marine 2, or Marvel Rivals, games that simply promise fun escapism without underlining any modern political topic talking points. Those titles have benefited from a fan base relieved to get back into the essence of why most people play games in the first place, an engaging world and entertaining story. The Witcher series has always prided itself on gritty realism and moral ambiguity. The original game famously let you collect rescue romance cards. The newer entries, especially The Witcher 3, tackled topics like racism toward non humans and the harsh realities of medieval society. One could argue that sexism is simply another piece of the puzzle, and that, if handled with a deft hand, it might enrich the narrative. But it's also always to suspect that The Witcher 4 is big talking point is less about telling a narrative, natural extension of series tale, and more about ticking a modern box. Instead of letting the sexist elements of the world stand as background flavor, they risk turning it into the main course for the sake of being relevant. Ideally, The Witcher 4 will follow through on this in a way that feels consistent, that with a dangerous, monster-ridden environment rather than a lecture about how tough it is to be a woman. Siri is potentially an interesting protagonist and a defined character who can still be shaped by player choices, but it seems like a misstep to turn a dark medieval fantasy epic into yet another female empowerment storyline at a time when many gamers are clamoring for an escape from real world cultural wars. CD Projekt Red certainly has its work cut out. If it executes series arc with the same nuances and care that made The Witcher 3 a success, all may be forgiven. However, a fear that sexism, feminism, and social commentary will take a role in this narrative is already stirring skepticism from a fan base exhausted by messaging in the modern AAA games. But now fans can only hope that the final product delivers on the immersive monster hunting escapism they fell in love with, forcing modern political narratives. After all, if The Witcher 4 simply goes the route of gritty feminist commentary, recent gaming history suggests that no amount of brand power will stop the player base from walking away. Yeah, and I hope for the Witcher's sake, for the Witcher fans' sake, bro, I hope they don't do this, bro. I really hope they don't do this. Because if they try to put all this modern sexism nonsense into the game and giving it a complaint, oh, this is how a woman feels when it's coming to that time of the world, man, don't do that, man. If they do this, this game is a goner. This game will simply be a goner. So that's going to be it for this article. So thank you for coming into this channel, and thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share this video, post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. All right, guys, thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.